Good morning, everyone. This is John with Vamos Familia. That's what I decided to call the channel after I made the first video. And I'm already doing the first thing that I said I wouldn't do in the first video, and that's record on my laptop in my chill out spot again. But here I am. So I promised in the last video that I would look into uh, Ecuador, and I did. But before I get to that, I want to tell a story. Not a story. It's a truth. It's my life. It's me. And I think that's maybe why you're here. You're curious about me, my family, this trip, the whole works, right? I'm gonna try not to touch the table. I know the last video kind of got screwed up, but yeah, it's like I say, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm eating a sandwich, drinking a Red Bull. I don't usually drink Red Bulls, but I'll get to why I'm doing it today in a moment, and eating some pretzels. I'm basically having my lunch. I think most people would we call it dinner here in Iowa. But why am I eating my lunch slash dinner now? Is I've got a big meeting today, and I'm excited. And the manager, I'm the owner of the company, one of the owners, and the manager and I are headed to a different town to try to close a big deal. And I'm excited. I'm always excited to close a deal. I'm not a salesman. I'm a computer programmer, but I own the business, and so sometimes I have to, go and do those type of things, and that's okay. I have no problem with that. I have, for this company, I have um, five employees and one intern. The intern happens to be my cousin. He's in his junior year of college, and he'll be starting his senior year, and he needs an internship. And I told him try to get one anywhere else, but if you can't, come on out to Iowa and enjoy. And so that's what he did. So he's here until August, and he's taking a load off of my plate. Um, we develop a Chrome. It's not that important, but we develop a Chrome plugin that can monitor student laptops, and he kind of took that over. It needed a little help, and I'd been too busy to kind of work with it. So, anyways, another thing for me is that when I interview employees and go back to closing deals, I've closed huge deals, and deals that have been worth millions of dollars. I'm not bragging, and the money doesn't go to me. I mean, it goes to my companies, it goes to my employees and their families. I always look at it when I look at the parking lot and I see all those nice cars parked out there. I'm like, how many car payments uh, are my employees paying with the money that I pay them? And it's humbling. I mean, I have to grind every day to make sure that they um, to make sure that they can collect a paycheck and go home. And they got to work hard too. I mean, I'm not putting them down. And and anytime I interview somebody, I look at the resume, and I always try to read through the resume, like through it, see the person for who they are. I mean, they want a job, um, they they maybe need the job, and the the one thing that I'm never too concerned about. I always look at people as they're trainable. I mean, when somebody comes to work in my business, I kind of want them to do things my way. But if they want to bring in some of their own, that's cool too. I mean, I'm always open to new ideas, but I always look at, I don't ever look at their education. And sometimes, I'll be honest, if they have too much education, it's one of those things where it makes me nervous that they're going to come in thinking that they know too much. And sometimes you need that. I mean, sometimes, you bring in the best CEOs to try to save a company from debt. I mean, that's a thing. But for me, when I'm hiring a technician or a manager, um, the part that excites me is getting them in for the interview and actually getting to sit down, talk to them, and understand what they're about. Uh, Education has never been a thing. I'm a college dropout. I dropped out, so I graduated a year early from high school, and one of the requirements of graduating a year early was that I had to attend some school, some type of school. And so I did. I went to Southeast Technical Institute in Sioux Falls for a degree in help desk, MIS, I think they call it now, or something. Uh, this was back in 2000, and met my wife. Actually, met her the summer before I started college, but we didn't start to date until it was December 17th, 2020, or December 17th, 2000. that was our first date. Anyways, um, after that year, I moved to Mankato because she was studying to be a nurse at Mankato State University, and I just wanted to be closer. We were driving back and forth every weekend to come see each other, and I figured if we'd be closer, then she could go home and see her family more often, and or we could hang out more during the week and that kind of stuff. So I had an apartment. She lived in the dorms, and we did that for the 1 year. And I had a job at a local ISP, and then I um, also went to school at South Central Tech. That lasted for, did I go? I almost did 2 years there. I was actually close to graduating, but I got an opportunity to come back to Spencer, and Kristen was really close to her family. And so I got the opportunity to come back the summer before her senior year. And at that time, we had an apartment together, and she ended up moving into shared student housing, where they kind of assign you a roommate, but it's an apartment. And then I started working at my first MSP back in 2003, and in 2004 we got married. And but yeah, I dropped out because I wanted the opportunity for her to be close to her family. That was important. That was very important. So I took the job at the MSP, and then I hated it. It was a terrible job. The boss was always on me. I created a thing called Thinix. You can look it up. It's not what it is anymore, but Thinix. But it used to be a PXE booted Linux thing. You guys don't care. But anyways, I hated it. Went to work for a school district. Hated that even more. Finally got a job working at a brand new startup, and I've been there ever since. Even though I own these other companies, I'm still there. I still work hard there. But anyways, the point I wanted to get across is that to me, it's important that you're smart, but it's not, to me, in my job, in my businesses, because a degree isn't required to do the work that we do. Just patience. It's important, not important to me for a degree, which brings me back to Ecuador. So whenever I research a country, I always seem to research it backwards. I want to know what the cost of living is, and then I want to know what the housing prices are, and then I want to know what the visa requirements are. I should do this the other way, because as I was looking at Ecuador, I looked up, and there were a visa-free country for 90 days. That's fine, similar to Panama. The difference is that Ecuador is a 90-day rolling visa, which you can extend to 180 days. Then it becomes a 180-day rolling visa, which means you would live. So say for the instance of the 180, you would live in the country for 6 months, return home, but you couldn't go back to Ecuador for another 6 months. Okay, fine. So maybe we should apply for a temporary residence visa. Well, I can't. It's okay though. There's ways around it. In order to apply for a temporary residency visa, you have to have a degree from a college that is recognized in Ecuador. Now, luckily, my beautiful wife, try to put a picture there, has a degree. She is a BSN from a state college. And what you can do is I can apply for the same way my kids will have to apply for temporary residency visa under her. And then my kids is the same. The issue comes the fact that if by chance something happens to her, and we've made a life there, and we decided we wanted to stay for a long amount of time. If something happens to her, we have to leave. There's a few things that you can do. You can invest money. You can show rental income, but that program is extremely new, and kind of the waters are untested. So I think you'd probably have to hire an attorney to make sure it got done right. Yeah, I mean, look, looking at the places along the ocean there, I know that Ecuador's a little bit cloudier and maybe a little more gloomy, which I actually enjoy rain and that. My wife not so much, but it's one of those things. I roll with the punches. That's the point of this project. That's the point of what we're trying to do here. Um, so I'm not gonna, I feel like your feelings, how you feel, can be easily projected onto somebody else, and I'm trying to keep everyone upbeat in this, because at any moment the floor could fall out. I mean, everybody's excited, but what if something bad happens, right? I want to keep away from the what ifs, from the I want to make sure that we're real, but we're positive the whole time. So I think that's going to be the end of my video. No, I know. On my way to work this morning in Iowa, where I live, we have what's called, what I call, I don't know what anybody else calls it, we have what's called fake fog. And I'm going to put a picture, see if I can get this right, this way, Ooh, this way, of some fake fog. It's caused by the corn. And so when you think of Iowa, I'm sure everybody thinks of corn and beans and livestock, and you're not wrong. So I took some pictures on the way to work this morning, and it's interesting, it's cool, but it's caused by the humidity off the corn. Anyways, I know we're not a super long video today, 11 minutes, but I think this weekend we're going to do some work around the farm. I may actually finally steal the GoPro. You guys can check that out, see where we're at, what's going on. And then next week, the meeting with my investment guy, and hopefully we get good news there, and we can continue to do this project and have fun doing it all at the same time. So until we see each other again, have a good day.